haven't worn dark lipstick in a while and I've forgotten how much I like it, but I'm very pleased with how it looks. Hey everybody, my name is Michelle and in this video I'm going to tell you all about some of the books that I'm planning to read this autumn. I am extremely excited for autumn or fall as a reading season because, as I say on this channel every year, autumn is my favorite season. I think that's quite a popular opinion here on BookTube. There are many booktubers who love autumn and the vibes and the colors and everything, and I am no exception to that. I love autumn. I love the colors, the vibes and everything. I love the weather. I love just everything that has to do with it. So I am extremely excited to pick out some books to read during this season, during autumn. And I've tried to make a TBR that very much reflects autumn and fall. So there is dark academia, thrillers, mythology, gothic, things like that. I really wanted to have a very cozy autumnal TBR. Of course, it is also the spooky season, and to be honest, I don't have that much with Halloween on its own. Like, I love the autumn vibes and I love a bit of spookiness, just like, you know, when it comes to reading. But I don't have that much of a relationship with Halloween itself because it's not really celebrated here in the Netherlands. But still, I can make an effort with reading some books that are more thrillers, a bit more, I don't know, gothic, I guess. And that is what I'm planning to do in this video, to show you all the books that I'm planning to read this autumn. There are quite a lot. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this TBR or like if I'm going to stick to this TBR because, as always, I'm still much of a mood reader. But I also really like to make some kind of reading plan to have some books to fall back on, if that makes sense. I don't know, if you are between that as well, that you're a mood reader but you also like to make reading plans, then you probably understand me. So yeah, enough babbling and let's get to my Cozy Autumn TBR. So the first book on this list is one of the most well-known dark academia books, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This book, I don't know much about the plot itself. I do know that the story is about this college professor and his class full of very intelligent and elitist students. But then there are more things going on. I'm assuming there's some sort of crime or murder because that is usually the case in dark academia books. But I'm not 100% sure. With this book, it's more of a vibe than that I have actual knowledge of the plots. So from what I've gathered, this book is quite slow and it's very character based and it's very much dark academia. It has been on my TBR for ages. I bought it, I think, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe, quite a while ago. I've heard many positive stories about it. I've also heard that it can be quite slow and that it's maybe not for everybody, but I usually like those types of books and I do like dark academia in general. But on the other hand, it also kind of depends on the dark academia book in particular. Sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't. So with The Secret History, it's going to be a bit of a surprise whether I'm going to enjoy this or not. Mostly I've been putting off reading this because people say that it can be kind of slow and kind of a book that can have mixed reactions. So I don't know, I was in a bit of a reading slump for the past couple of weeks, so it didn't seem like the best book to pick up. But now that we're actually into autumn, I do want to make an effort of it because it's just the perfect book to read this season. And yeah, I really hope I will love it because it does sound like something that I would enjoy. The next book that I want to read is also dark academia, and it is Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Iyemide. I really apologize if I mispronounced that name, I'm so sorry. But this book is a relative new release. I bought it not too long ago, but it is described as a combination of Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liars and dark academia. So basically it is about a bunch of students on this high school, and there is this anonymous texter called Ace who threatens to spill their secrets. So that is the idea. I don't know much about the characters or the story apart from that. I do know that it is dark academia because of the school setting and the mystery and the secrets and things like that. And it's also young adult, which I haven't read in a while, so that sounds absolutely perfect for me during this season to read. Can you tell I almost butchered up that sentence and then I saved myself in the end? But anyway, so I'm very curious. I've heard some good stories about it. It sounds very interesting and again, very suitable for fall or autumn. I keep changing between what I call it. But anyway, I cannot wait to see what I'm going to think of it. If it's a good book. I do love young adult every once in a while, but it's kind of hit or miss with me. Sometimes I feel like young adult is kind of, I don't know, too much young adult, and sometimes I think it's very well written. I'm a very specific reader. I'm a bit of a weird reader, but this one sounds very interesting. So I also want to read it this fall. The next book on my reading list is a thriller, and it is Relic by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. This is the first book in a kind of series, a kind of crime series, and this book takes place right before a new exhibition is going to be opened at the Natural History Museum, or Museum of Natural History in New York. But shortly before that happens, somebody ends up being brutally murdered, and it almost seems like that person was being murdered by some of the relics from the exhibition itself. So this is definitely a thriller. It is murder, it is mystery, it is crime. It sounds amazing, and definitely like something that will be suitable during October, during kind of, you know, the murder season. Well, not the murder season, the spooky season. Please don't consider October a season to feel free to murder, because that's not what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, just a very interesting thriller that I originally wanted to read during the summer, but somehow it just didn't happen. I was in a reading slump, I did not make the time, but now I can read it during autumn, which hopefully will be very fun as well. Another thriller that I want to read is No Exit by Taylor Adams, and this is one that I've heard many positive reviews about when I was researching some thrillers. So this book is about a girl, what is her name, Darby, who gets caught in a blizzard, but then she sort of sees this car where apparently there is a kidnapped girl, and she's not completely sure what to do because she's stranded, there's a blizzard, there's no one to contact. So it's about that. There are kidnappers, there are, you know, there's a lot of dangerous stuff going on, and again, during a blizzard, so kind of, you know, not really autumn, more of a wintry vibe, but I think it can be possible during autumn as well. Not that we have blizzards here during autumn, but anyway, yeah. It sounds, again, like a very fun and interesting thriller. I do love some mystery and some suspense, and this one sounds like it's going to be very tension-filled, and obviously, after all the good reviews that I've read, I just really want to know what the hype is about. And I really hope everything will turn out okay for the characters in this book, which probably not, because that's usually the case with thrillers, but yeah, very excited again to read this one as well. My next book is one that has been on a couple of TBRs already, but that is the Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It is a classic. It is about a man named Dorian Gray who has his picture painted, and he makes a wish that the years of age will be reflected on that picture, on that portrait, instead of on himself, so he will remain young. And that is exactly what happens. And then it's about his life and, you know, things that are going on. I thought this one, like, I wanted to read this one for ages anyway, but I just haven't had the time, because so many people say that even if they don't like classics, they still really love The Picture of Dorian Gray. And I feel like it also sounds a bit, I don't know, autumnal, a bit spooky, a bit, you know, I don't know, mysterious, with this kind of magical event that happens, and his life and secrets and things like that. And ooh, it just makes me very, very interested in the story. And let's hope that I will enjoy it as well. I think I will. It sounds like a book that is really up my alley, but yeah. Really hope that after I fail to read it this summer, I will make it happen during autumn. I also really hope to read Lock and Boot by Jenny Fagan this autumn. This is a book that I bought in Paris when I was there this summer. You can watch my Paris bookstore vlog if you want to hear more about it. But anyway, this book, never heard about it before I saw it in the bookstore. But apparently it is about a cursed house, which is Lock and Boot, or 10 Lock and Boot Close. And it is cursed because in 1910, Jessie, the daughter of the devil, came there to bear a child for the couple who lived there, but then things went wrong and she placed a curse on the house. Sounds so spooky and creepy, and I love it. I am so here for it. I have no idea what I'm in for with this book, because again, I've heard nothing about it before, but it sounds, oh, perfect to read in October, the end of September, whatever. I really hope it will be as creepy and as mysterious as it sounds. And yeah, it definitely has those, you know, dark vibes, those spooky vibes. I mean, if the devil is involved, then that must be the case. So, oh, I cannot wait to see what this book holds in store for me, and I really hope that it's going to be an amazing experience. Another book that apparently involves murder, because that is the theme that I'm going for, is The Corset by Laura Purcell. This book is about a teenage girl named Ruth who is in prison because she is a self-confessed murderess, but she also has a secret, and she's also on death row. She is scheduled to be hanged. But then there's this very wealthy woman named Dorothea who is visiting this prison because of charitable work. As you can probably tell, I don't I'm not really that prepared when it comes to the plot of this book, but they form this kind of friendship and it definitely seems there's more to the story than at first may appear. Again, a book full of murder, mystery, prison, tension, because of course she is awaiting her trial for murder, and ooh, cannot wait to read it. I've never read anything by Laura Purcell before, but I definitely saw a lot of her books in a bookstore recently because apparently she has quite a lot of books that are kind of historical a bit, because I forgot to mention this book is also historical. Don't know what era it takes place in, but not right now because it's a bit more, I don't know, historical I guess. So a historical book that features murder and mystery. And yeah, that is again perfect for the theme of this TBR. And again, I hope that it will be an enjoyment to read this, and can't wait to see what secrets this book holds and what is going to be the case for this story. I'm also hoping to read Mexican Gothic by Sofia Morena Garcia this fall or this autumn. I've been trying to figure out the plot, but apart from the fact that it's about a young socialite named Naomi in the 1950s, who gets a letter from her cousin from Mexico, and apparently there's something going on that is a bit, well, it's called a gothic story, so sounds mysterious, sounds dangerous. But apart from that, I don't really understand what the plot is about. Like, there's a lengthy premise here, but I'm not really sure. And I also don't want to read the entire premise because I like to be surprised a little bit. All that I know that it's kind of gothic, and I thought also a bit mythology inspired, but I might be completely wrong about that now that I come to think of it. It's definitely very glamorous, and just a lot of this kind of vibe about this book that I'm really digging, and I want to see if I'm going to love it. I really hope so. I really hope I will love it, which is of course the case with all of these books. But it sounds intriguing, and I feel like this is also a book where some people really love it and some people aren't really sure about it. And I do really hope that I will be one of those people who really loves it because it sounds very interesting. The final book on my TBR is a book that I've actually started reading about a year and a half ago, and then I put it down because I was in a reading slump, and that is Witches of Ash and Ruin by E. Latimer. This book is very much about witches and Irish mythology. It's about a girl named Dinah who has OCD and who also has been recently outed as bisexual in her very conservative Irish town. But Dinah is also part of a witch coven, and she's going to ascend to become a full witch very soon. But there's also another coven that is there's some sort of, yeah, disagreement between. I've read half of this book already actually, but I have to say that I don't remember that much about it, so it's probably a wise idea to just start from the beginning again. What I read of it, I did really enjoy. I thought it was very suspenseful and very witchy and everything, so again very suitable for this season, but I put it down because I was in such a massive reading slump and this was just not the book to get me out of it. But it has been on my shelves for so long now, and it has been such a long time since I picked it up, that I really do want to finish it, or like I will probably start again as I mentioned because I've forgotten so much. But I don't like to leave things unfinished for long. It's just staring at me, it annoys me, and also I know that I will enjoy it once I read it again. And definitely very much about the witchy vibe and just everything that is going on. I love it. So that was it for my autumn TBR, some books that I want to read this autumn. As you can probably tell, I'm very excited about it. I really do hope that I can make my way through all of these books and maybe some more. Really depends on how my reading mood is going to be. But let's hope for a good reading mood and just a good autumn in general, which I hope for all of you as well. If autumn is your favorite season as well, then I hope you have a terrific time with the weather and the colors and just everything. I cannot wait to start wearing sweaters again. Unfortunately, somehow it has become a lot more warmer in the Netherlands, even though we're already halfway through September. I'm not too pleased about that because I'm so excited to wear boots again and sweaters and just everything that goes with autumn. You can probably tell from my excitement. So yeah. That was pretty much it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments some books that you are planning to read this autumn, or whether autumn is your favorite season as well. And if it's not, then please let me know what is your favorite season. I would love to know. If you want to see more bookish content, you can always subscribe or give this video a like. And then hopefully I will see you again very soon in one of my next videos. And until then, bye!